Going through all of the new Pokemon that we've had, one of the scariest is none other than the new Bloodmoon form of Ursaluna, which is now going to give Trick Room a really strong special breaker. In today's video, I'm going to be using that form to try and see how much damage we can do with this new form. Despite being a little bit slower in Trick Room, this should be pretty terrifying. And if you guys enjoy and want to see more, of course, like and subscribe. And consider, of course, checking out the channel memberships, which today we actually have a new tier where for $5 a month, you guys can send me your teams and I'll completely review them and send you guys personalized feedback. If you guys want to check that out, it's in the join button down below. But with that said, let's get started on today's team. So today's team, we are finally featuring a Trick Room team on the channel. I've done 7 Tailwind teams in a row. We're starting off with the Bloodmoon Ursaluna form with the room service item, which should allow us actually to underpace even the regular Ursaluna form. We have Tera Blast Fire, of course, for coverage into mons like a Moongus, and also for stuff like Tera Grass, Iron Hands, and all that, with Bloodmoon being a really strong normal stab, and Tera Blast also being a good Tera normal stab pre-Tera. And finally, we have Earth Power as good coverage just for different steels and rocks that would otherwise just the Bloodmoon stab option. Moving on, of course, we do have Cresselia with safety goggles with Levitate. It just meant to be a really good bulky wall, with Tera Steel being a great immunity to a lot of Pokemon that might be trying to spam poison moves, especially with the new trio all having poison types. Figured we might fight that on the ladder, and Tera Steel is also just a good defensive type here. With the immunity to ground, of course, with Levitate, helps a lot with just random common Earthquake mons. And with Moonblast helping hand Trick Room and Lunar Blessing, this overall just functions as a really good support piece here. Moving on, we have Torkoal, which is just going to be a charcoal set with Flamethrower, Eruption, Helping Hand, and Protect, just designed to try and help our offense deal more damage while having a really strong spread move with Tera Fire of its own. Just trying to be as slow as possible here so we can just get attacks off first in Trick Room. Moving on, we have a Grimmsnarl, of course, with the Covert Cloak item. This is designed actually to work in tandem with one of our other Pokemon on our faster mode of the team, with Scary Face, Spirit Break, Light Screen, and Reflect. Really good screen setter. With Tera Steel, of course, we can get rid of our Fairy weakness. Meanwhile, Covert Cloak, we can get an immunity to Fake Out and other secondaries. And overall, this just poses a really good threat into the metagame. And when partnered with Empoleon, we have a really good way to proc competitive, making this a really terrifying Trick Room sweeper with Tera Blast Fire and also using Flash Cannon and Hydro Pump as really good stabs here. With the speed, we can not only underpace all the way down to Ursaluna and Iron Hands in Trick Room, but we can also, with the +2 speed, or more so trying to -2 opponents, we can even outpace potential Timid Flutter mains, which is really cool. Unless if they're going with max speed, but most just hit 190 at the point. Finally, we do have an Iron Hands, of course, with the -speed nature. This is designed to run a really strong offensive set with the Brave nature to deal as much damage as possible to Ursaluna, while still taking hits really well from both forms. With the investment overall, we should be as equipped as possible to handle the Bloodmoon form, whether it's going for Earth Power or Bloodmoon, and then Drain Punching it back 1v1. Team's going to be on screen as well as in the paste below, and with that said, let's get started. Okay, and we're here today with another team that is going to be featuring a new Pokemon. Today's team is going to be Bloodmoon Ursaluna. We're going to be taking on the unranked ladder for the whole video, even if we don't get the best of games today, because unfortunately this team actually is not legal unranked ladder. In terms of my opponent's team, we're taking on Spatha, Orthworm, Bombardier, Toedscruel, Iron Valiant, and Veluza. If you told me we hopped on the singles ladder, I'd believe you right now, but I could see that we could select 4 Pokemon, so I know that is unfortunately not the case. We're going to lead off with Iron Hands and Cresselia here. I think that bringing... I kind of want to bring the Empoleon Grimmroute this game, mostly because as free as Bloodmoon is, I feel like we're not going to get a better opportunity to pop this. And I would rather try and activate the Empoleon Grimmroute at least right now. Bloodmoon should be free in most matchups in all honesty, and unironically they probably have one of the better checks to ours, being Orthworm, purely because it can put up a 50-50 with Tera versus not Tera here. But obviously, again, we still have a lot of legroom to try and make this team work, thankfully. So good luck and fun to my opponent here. I feel like we can get a lot out of this team in general. We have 2 very terrifying win cons in this team, and that doesn't even include the Torkoal. These are just 2 terrifying win cons that are new to Scarlet and Violet, which is super cool. This team is full of really good win con routes, so I want to try and show off as much as we can. Realistically, everything on this team can do a lot of work though, so I have a lot of faith. I even had a friend test this before the video I think it was a Nina Bros tour. They did pretty okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure my friend went 3 and 4, which is not terrible, but they're pretty new to VGC, so it's fine. We're gonna fake out into the Toedscruel though. I can't really let that thing try and go for whether it's a Spore, Trick Room, etc. I would rather just kill it. So we're gonna fake out first, and then I'm gonna proceed to go for a Drain Punch plus a Helping Hand probably in that spot. My opponent did bring basically a singles team. They have Stealth Rocks. Oh no. Thankfully we brought Empoleon. I mean, Empoleon doesn't really mind, unlike the Torkoal route, for example. We did flinch into the Toedscruel though, which is pretty good. I'm just going to proceed to KO into that Toedscruel though, because it could potentially be annoying with Spore. So I'm just going to, I feel like Moonblast plus Drain Punch might actually do a bit more. Because Toedscruel does have some decent, well no, never mind, it's the Fizz Depth that's lower. I'm pretty sure it's a Fizz Depth that's lower. I mean, even still, we do have Safety Goggles Crest. I can actually just heal this up, and I don't even need to burn my Tera either. So I'm actually pretty okay just helping hand boosting and just KOing Toedscruel. Orthworm won't really be a threat. It's probably just like Rocks or BP fodder, which is whatever. I don't really care. They're gonna Iron Defense. Yep, okay, that's fine. Empoleon will be able to smash this later on with the competitive boosted by our Grimmsnarl, of course. And then we can just start smashing and going for Tera Fire with Tera Blast into this. So I am going to proceed to just go for a Moonblast into the Toedscruel here, and then I'm going to go for a Drain Punch into the Orthworm. That should probably be my best sequence of plays. We know Orthworm is Stealth Rocks and Iron Defense. It's probably going to be Body Press and then Shed Tail, which I'm perfectly fine with that. That's a pretty easy spread to beat. They're going to go for Rage Powder. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's still not really a big deal in all honesty, because we're still killing Toedscruel either way, which was the goal of this turn, so I'm fine with that. Orthworm will obviously take this hit a lot better, but it's not going to be significantly better. Oh, they're going to Shed Tail out, even better. Then this actually worked out for the best, because now my opponent is, instead of taking a physical attack like a Drain Punch into this spot, with Orthworm, they're now going to have their substitute take a special attack, which they don't have boosts for. So this actually works out significantly better because of that play. I'd argue it was a misplay, but technically speaking, I can get the logic in it. I still think it was a misplay, in all honesty, but I don't even know what Pokemon they bring in that would take this Moonblast that well. It might even just break sub guaranteed. Perfect. Valiant, best thing that could have come in here. Yeah, not letting Valiant get a sub up, that's really good for us. In all honesty, my opponent might just cancel battle when they see this turn pop. But again, it was kind of accidental. They literally made this a much better scenario than I ever could have planned. So we're going to Moonblast. That will definitely break the substitute, which is great for us. Curious about what my opponent will actually go for here. If I had to guess, again, they're going to bring an Orthworm and then cancel battle. Or maybe they'll even just hit home button and just DC right now, but I don't really anticipate this battle finishing. Frankly, I think that them choosing the next Pokemon, if anything gets chosen, is the last play they'll make this turn. They're going to bring in Bombardier. Okay, I mean, maybe Bombardier stays in, I guess. I don't know. We're going to Drain Punch either way. Actually, no, that's Dark Flying. We're going to Wild Charge either way. And then I'm going to Moonblast. This seems just like an Iron Hands Cresselia game, I guess, if it does finish. They do let me finish. Okay. I mean, I'll take it. I'll certainly take it. I'm just kind of surprised is all. I really thought they would have forfeited. But Valiant will definitely get massacred, especially seeing as it's not a booster energy, and seeing as it's not a Focus Sash spread. Yeah, it's 2 KO'd right there. Okay. I'm honestly okay with this, because even if Iron Hands goes down, which it doesn't, because we're AV, and this one is really piss weak, yeah, we could just start claiming kills. Because it's just Orthworm and Valiant left, I just go for Drain Punch into Worm before it gets an Iron Defense up. That will get me a ton of health back as well. And then I just go for Moonblast into Valiant. That guarantees the KO. My opponent can't beat this objectively. They have no way to beat this, because even if they Tera the Worm, let's say, even if they Tera into Fire, I have Empoleon just sitting in the back ready to take that on. And I have a Grimm as well ready to support it to make that even easier. So yeah, honestly, I'm pretty certain that we win. Yeah, Worm is finished. It can't take that hit any better, and it's not going to get any recovery back against any of my Pokemon because I didn't bring Ursaluna. And even if I did bring Ursaluna, I guarantee had better ways to hit it than ground moves, that's for sure. So yeah, my opponent's pretty finished here. They guarantee lose at this point. There's no real way for them to win this. Just proves why Iron Hands and Cresselia is just such a good core, I guess. Not that we really needed this team to be that indication, but regardless, it is definitely one nonetheless. We're just gonna Helping Hand boost. Battle was canceled. Perfect. There we go. That was due about 3 turns ago, to be honest. Not to be cocky, but like, this was a singles team. They brought a singles team to a doubles ladder, and they fought a team that actually could hold up in doubles. We're gonna get into game number 2 though. We'll see you guys then. Peace out. Okay, moving on to team number 2. This one's actually kind of interesting. They have triple starter, but it's not triple Sinnoh starter. It's Infernape, Empoleon, and then Rillaboom. Which makes a lot of sense, actually. Like, if I'm going to run Empoleon and Infernape, I'm going to throw Rillaboom on there, actually, because it's a decent fake-out option. They have a lot of good win cons here, actually. Could be a terrifying team. I think, though, with Tailwind and, well, with their Tailwind team, I should actually be fine. Definitely going to be a Bloodmoon game for sure. I'll bring... I don't know if I want to bring Empoleon even still. I feel like that Grimm might just be a better support piece here than Torkoal, but Torkoal at the same time, though, could be kind of decent. If nothing else, I mean, it weakens Empoleon, I guess, which is good, and While I do have a lot of Fake Out and Sucker Punch options, I feel like the likelihood of them clicking it into Torkoal, I mean, even still, actually, Flamethrower is still very spammable against this team. The only mon that wants to take that on would be Infernape, and then probably Iron Hands unless it Tera Grasses. But even still, I don't know why you Tera Grass against an Ursaluna team. Plus, my Ursaluna with Tera Fire will actually just go insane against this team because I can't really sufficiently kill it quickly. Because that loses my weakness to Chien-Pao, that loses my weakness to Iron Hands, that loses my weakness to Infernape, that gains me one to Empoleon, I guess, but at the same time, though, does it matter? Because every priority option they have loses its weakness. Oh yeah, Rillaboom too, I forgot about Rillaboom. So yeah, literally every priority move they have loses any sort of fire ability, besides, I guess, maybe Aqua Jet Empoleon. Regardless, I'm gonna honestly just go for a Fake Out into Infernape. If they Fake Out my Cresselia, go them. But while I can kill the Torn here, frankly, I think it's better suited to just KO Torn on the next turn. If they go for a Taunt here, I'm okay with that. What they're probably going to do is they're probably going to Fake Out and Taunt. Oh, they just let me Fake Out Infernape. Do they Taunt? No, they just go for Air Slash. Okay, I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. We flinch the Infernape, and then Triggrim goes up. Okay, perfect. Definitely a really good play for us, I can't lie. Not how I expected the turn to go, but nonetheless, it does benefit us a lot. We're going to Wild Charge into Torn here. I don't know if we'll kill, but we're going to go for it anyway, and I'm going to Moonblast Infernape. Infernape will probably take this hit as well, to be honest, but I don't really need to KO either on this turn, because frankly, we'll have Ursaluna to do that plenty in the following turns, and my goal right now is just to try and get a probably slightly better field position than I have right now. My opponent is going to switch out. If I had to guess, that's probably going to be in the Rillaboom. It's going to be in a Pow. Oh, okay. I'm fine with Pow coming in. I'm actually very okay with Pow coming in, because this just means that I can probably just go for a Drain Punch and Infernape on the next turn. Infernape will deal more damage with whatever attack it goes for, but it's not really going to KO either of my mons anyway. No, they're going to go for Taunt. Okay. I'm very fine with Taunt. I'm just going to Drain Punch Infernape, just get some health back, and then I'm just going to Moonblast Pow, because Pow will definitely die to a Moonblast here. Even if they go for something like a Sucker Punch, I'm very fine with taking that, because Cresselia will certainly take the hit, and there's no 2 priority moves that they can go for that would actually KO either of my mons. So I should be able to guarantee pick off 2 far more threatening Pokemon than Tornadus, for sure, because Infernape could have actually done some decent work against my team with stuff like Back Away and Mach Punch, and Pow is just fucking Chien-Pao. With the Trick Room team, though, I'm not too scared of Torn, especially when their move of choice is Air Slash, which I can get why they're doing it, to be fair. I mean, it's more accurate than Bleak Wind, at least. But Bleak Wind is just such a good move, I feel like you always just risk it anyway. But I'd be lying if I said I haven't considered running Air Slash, just considering how many times I've missed Bleak Wind. But it's just so good. It's so good anyway. If there's so little reason to run that move, they're going for Sucker Punch. Okay. That actually kills. Wow. Are they banded? Like, well, actually, I mean, maybe that. They might have just. Are they? No, they're not even boosting. Wow, okay, so that just kills. I mean, honestly, this works out better for me. I've killed the Infernape, which is their fighting type priority, most likely. I could bring in my Ursaluna now, and I can go for Tera Blast and just start massacring my opponent. Because they don't really have a good way to take this on now. Like, I think I've officially put them in checkmate. So, Ursaluna's gonna come in. I love the sprite for this so much. It's just so fucking cool. We're gonna see Empoleon come in. Okay. So, thankfully, we do have the room service on this, actually, which is good. Now, Empoleon will keep its super effective Aqua Jet, I guess, if this is what they're going for. But I'm not sure if they'd really be doing that. We'll go for a Drain Punch, though, and I'm going to go for Tera Fire just to get rid of my weakness to Pow in case it goes for, like, an Ice Full Crash. And I'm going to go for Bloodmoon into Empoleon. Actually, no. I'll go for Earth Power into Empoleon. Realistically, yeah, there's not really a type where I take both of these on. I could definitely Protect and Scout for Tera on Empoleon, to be fair, but I still don't anticipate Empoleon to be the Terramon. I'm anticipating that to be Pow, if anything. Just trying to lean into damage here. I mean, even if they are going for like a physical water move, it won't really do a lot to Ursaluna anyway. So I feel like I'm still fine with this play. I feel like I'm always still fine with this play. They are going to Tera. I'm kind of curious what type into Tera. They're going to Tera the Empoleon. Okay. They're going to Tera into Grass. Okay, so fuck. Bloodmoon would have been the right play here. Or Tera Blast Fire could have been a good play. But to be fair, Earth Power plus Drain Punch will still do a sufficient amount of damage. I mean, they are obviously weakening themselves thanks to Sword of Ruin, so Iron Hands will do significantly more damage than it would have otherwise. We already do about a quarter. Can Iron Hands actually pick this off? Ooh, fuck, we're boosting competitive. That's actually really scary. That's terrifying. We thankfully almost killed out, so even if they did target Ursaluna, they're probably, yeah, they're gonna go for Shark. Okay, so they're gonna kill Pow. Iron Hands will take this. We're gonna lose Ursa though, but honestly, this works out fine because an Empoleon Tauren lead, yeah, Empoleon Tauren can't actually beat us. Definitely unfortunate. I feel like Ursaluna would have still died anyway though, but Iron Hands does have to take a little more unfortunately, and Torkoal is now also at greater risk. So, yeah, definitely not the best, but I can still make this work. I can still make this work. Okay. So I always just click Eruption here and then Wild Charge. They have no way to kill me with Empoleon immediately. And then I can kill Torn at least because Empoleon will not kill both my Pokemon. Even if Torn dies, obviously, I mean, Empoleon cannot kill both Pokemon, so I will guarantee pick off Empoleon on the following turn. They're gonna go for Vacuum Wave. Still very fine, but I do respect the hustle there. I will definitely still kill Empoleon with Eruption, even without the Tera, and even without the Sun, even with the weakened. Yeah, okay, perfect. That's all I need. And then Torn dies. Good team, honestly. They've had a good team. They played really well. Just unfortunate for them. I ended up just outplaying them, which is really, I mean, that's all they had. They did get me with the Grass Tera, but other than that, I mean, it was never really a lose situation for me. It's just more so I couldn't win off of Ursa like I wanted. But we'll get another Ursa game. I feel confident in that. With that said, though, we're going to see you guys in game number 3. Peace out, guys. Okay, so moving on to game number 3, we're actually taking on a Veil team with Urshifu, Memo, Alola Ninetales, Corviknight, Cresselia, and Okidogi. Definitely interesting, because this could also have Tailwind on it, but Corviknight could also just be a Trick Room win con. I'm anticipating, though, because of the A9 here and the Urshifu, that's probably meant to be a Tailwind mode for this team, which is totally fair. In terms of my lead here, I feel like I always just lead off again with Iron Hands and Cresselia. It's way too free of a way to get up Trick Room here. I do kind of like the Empoleon and Ursa here. Empoleon should be able to underpace the team sufficiently, and Hydro Pump just does a lot of damage against this team. Meanwhile, with the Ursaluna, obviously, I mean, it's Ursaluna-Bloodmoon. They could potentially do some stuff that might stat chop me, like Icy Wind Cresselia, which is totally fair on this team. It would actually make a lot of sense here. But at the same time, I'm not really anticipating it, and even still, I don't know if they'd really click it into a Empoleon team, especially when I could just be backlining it. So we'll have to be kind of trying to take advantage of it there, to be fair, but it's fine. Ursaluna goes so hard in this game, I'm not really too scared. They're going to lead off with Okidogi and Corviknight. Honestly, really okay with this. I'm going to go for the Fake Out into the Corviknight, and then I'm going to go for a Trick Room on Cresselia. Okidogi definitely will never KO me. It might do a lot of damage with knockoff, but it will never KO me here. And I don't mind losing safety goggles because they have no means of breaking it. Oh, fuck, they're Cobra Cloak. Okay. Good play, good play. Definitely a little bit terrifying, I can't lie. They're there for Bulk Up. Ooh, Bulk Up is really scary, actually. We're gonna go for a Wild Charge into that Corviknight. Actually, no, we need to kind of kill the Okidogi here. Which means I need to Wild Charge into Okidogi here. And then I need to go for probably, oh right, I can't go for status. I was gonna say Helping Hand, but no, I need to go for Moonblast. Which Moonblast is still neutral at least, and Okidogi not being AV means that it should be kind of specially manageable. But man, that's actually super unfortunate for us. Good play by my opponent though, good play. They're gonna bring a Cresselia of their own, honestly still very fine. They're gonna bring in the Tera on the Okidogi. I'm assuming Tera Dark is the play here, which makes them weaker to Moonblast actually, and I'm very fine with that. Tera Poison, ooh, okay. So they're gonna now actually become a fair resist. Still a good play on my opponent's head for sure, just makes this a little more scary. I'll have to save my Tera for the Ursa, because Ursa Tera will definitely be good. They're gonna take this Moonblast, they'll probably take it very comfortably, yeah, that does nothing. Meanwhile, Wild Charge will go off. The goal is gonna be kind of to just let Iron Hands go down in all honesty, because I don't really want to switch into Empoleon or Ursa on this. They're gonna be leftovers, okay, good to know, good to know. Alright. We're gonna Wild Charge into Okidogi, and I'm gonna go for a Moonblast, but I'll go for that into Cress, just in case my opponent goes for Ally Switch. It's at least some damage I get in Okidogi. If nothing else, it stops it from getting a leftovers turn, and that's better than nothing. Frankly though, I'm assuming a Lunar Blessing is gonna pop here just to keep this mon alive, which definitely pretty scary, I can't lie. That's very scary. They're gonna go for Poison Jab here into Cresselia. Ooh, not great. Not great at all. They'll go for Psychic into Iron Hands. Oh, we should take that. We should definitely take that pretty comfortably. Perfect. We will die to Wild Charge here, which is kind of unfortunate, but hey, at least we got something off. Yeah, they did about a bunch of Cresses, Okidogi. Kind of surprising, I can't lie, but we'll take it either way. We do not actually end up dying here. Okay, I mean, that's honestly not too bad, because I'm pretty sure I could just get up a Trick Room this turn. Perfect. Okay. So I am going to proceed to go for a Trick Room here, just in case I will go for a Wild Charge into Okidogi, in case they let me get the dual target off, because then I can at least clear my field positioning here. I'm actually going to go for Tera Steel. Tera Steel should be fine. They've been going for Poison Jab, and this will give me a complete immunity to that, on top of the fact that, I mean, that's definitely their primary stat. They're high horsepower, they're Poison Jab, they're Bulk Up. They will probably have Drain Punch here, but they're not clicking it into Cresselia. They'll probably click it into Iron Hands, if anything, which could definitely be a feasible play. I just think they'll seek out the kill and dual target Cress, which means that I get a very free Trick Room turn this turn, and also because Iron Hands will definitely die to Wild Charge Recoil, I can proceed to bring in the Ursaluna-Bloodmoon very freely on the next turn, which will be huge for us. That'll very easily be able to kill the Okidogi here. They're going to go for a Bulk Up here. Ugh, so we definitely will not lose Iron Hands, but still very fine. In all honesty, I'm not really concerned with that. Cresselia is going to go for Lunar Blessing. Yeah. Okay, so they'll get a healed up Okidogi, but again, I can pretty easily bring in my Bloodmoon later on. So I'm honestly not too concerned with this. They'll let me get up Trick Room for free. Can I just lose Iron Hands anyway? No, I do not. Okay. Super unfortunate. Alright, well, the goal is just going to be to try and boost up my Iron Hands damage here, and just go for Helping Hand plus Wild Charge this turn. We'll go for that into Okidogi here, because that'll definitely matter more. I don't really want to heal up Cresselia, because I don't want to give Okidogi more health than I have to. So I'd rather just give it less health and also boost up my Iron Hands' output against this thing, because it's already +2 Fizz Def. They're going to go for Protect. So they don't have a fighting move. So my Crest is actually completely immune to this, which is really huge information. That is such huge information, because I can actually just completely ignore Okidogi altogether now. I am going to just Wild Charge the Crest, and I will go for that same play into Cresselia here. But they can't damage my Cresselia. I actually have a complete immunity to both of its offensive options, which is really good for us. I'm just going to let my Iron Hands go down here, though. We'll go for Helping Hand and Wild Charge, because now my play is just to bring in the Ursaluna. They have Calm Mind Cresselia, they have Moonblast, they have Lunar Blessing, and they probably don't have Ally Switch as the last move. I can't imagine. I'm assuming it's probably Protect, or maybe, well, maybe it's Ally Switch. It's probably Protect, though. Okay, well, we get the Helping Hand off. They're going for Protect and Okidogi. They do fail. I'm still very fine with that, actually, for the record, because I just want to get damage off on Cresselia now. Since it is going for Calm Minds, I don't really want to let this thing just exist. I could also bring in Empoleon, actually. Empoleon could do some decent work here. I am kind of curious if we can kill that guaranteed for the Okidogi spot. Okidogi, we'll calculate for like max HP versus Empoleon. Let's see. So we are Modest, and we have Hydro Pump. We are only for Helping Hand. Yeah, so that should definitely KO. So I'm not really too concerned with KOing this. So we're gonna go for that. Purely because of the fact that I think it's a little bit more spammable at the current moment. So we're gonna go for this. We're gonna go for Hydro Pump here, and then this will also allow me to just take a hit better from the Cresselia in case they're going for like a Moonblast. We're gonna get that Helping Hand Hydro Pump off though. That should KO Okidogi. If they are Ally Switch, then good play. Perfect. Okay, Okidogi should definitely die to this. Perfect. That's their best offensive piece going on this team. Memo is a little scary still, to be fair. But I can, again, Memo is pretty hard walled by Cresselia. If I really need to stall an endgame, I can definitely make that work. They're gonna go for another Calm Mind here, perfectly fine. We do have Bloodmoon at the very least, which will still rip this apart, especially with Empoleon being a nice way to just drop Spidef potentially with Flash Cannon. And then I can also just honestly heal up Empoleon until the end of the game. We're gonna KO whatever this is. That's Urshifu? Perfect, okay. Single Strike Urshifu, okay, even better. We'll go for a Flash Cannon here, and then I'm gonna go for a Moonblast here, and we're just gonna dual target because there's no reason not to. Thankfully, even if they go for Sucker Punch, they will not KO us, which is great. And then, again, I have 2 guaranteed ways to hit this Pokemon that should do some decent work. They're gonna go for Detect. Okay, Detect is perfectly fine. Oh, I think they actually heal up for Trick Room. That's not great. That's not great, but it's still manageable. It's still definitely manageable. Okay, Flash Cannon goes off and gets through Detect. Okay, not great. Yeah, I think we might lose to this Urshifu, actually, specifically because it's single. I think I could have, actually, no, I would have lost either way, because they really just need Fighting Step against my team at this point, because I Terra'd Cress. So, ooh. Okay. Order for Flash Cannon into Urshifu here, and then I'm gonna go for Trick Room here. If they're Okay, they're gonna go for Cresselia. That's fine. We're gonna lose Cresselia here, but at the same time, I can still definitely manage this Urshifu pretty comfortably, thankfully. Really, I'm only scared of Focus Sash. If it's Focus Sash, then I think I lose the game. But yeah, so Flash Cannon should kill at this point, especially seeing as this -1. We should comfortably kill Urshifu. If it's Focus Sash, though, I don't have a way to beat this, but thankfully, because they don't have Mammo, I mean, I can end the game with Bloodmoon. Okay, perfect. So Bloodmoon plus Bloodmoon plus Empoleon can actually maybe win this. Okay. Still gonna be a little bit rough, I can't lie, but it's manageable. Not great, but it is manageable. Thankfully, we do have some really strong ways to just break through that Cresselia. And Corviknight's... okay, so Corviknight definitely has Taunt Roost, probably his Body Press. That could actually be kind of a problem. I need to kill Corviknight first, is my thought process. I'm gonna go for... I'm actually gonna go for Bloodmoon. Just right into Corviknight. That should be decent. Okay, perfect. They're gonna go for Taunt. They're not going for a physical move. That's really good. Like, no Body Press or Brave Bird, that's huge for us. They're gonna go for Calm Mind and Cresselia. That's fine, honestly. I could just go for Tera Blast plus Flash Cannon into that. It does make this mon a little bit easier to KO for sure for my opponent. Fucking hell. Okay. Hydro Pump Miss definitely sucks there, I can't lie. Because now that actually will be a huge deal. I can't KO the Corviknight anymore. Well, let me rephrase. Now I have to let Corviknight just deal damage to me. We are just going to go for Hydro Pump plus Tera Blast. I'm just going to Tera Blast into Cresselia spot. I kind of just need to hope for a crit now. And also I need to hope that my opponent doesn't click Body Press, which makes this actually a pretty terrifying endgame for me. So, not really looking forward to that, I can't lie. But we'll just kind of have to take it. They're going to go for Brave Bird. Okay. So Brave Bird actually is at least a little bit more manageable, as long as they didn't go for like a Moonblast into my Bloodmoon here. They're going to go for Psychic. Okay. Psychic is not good, because we lose Ursa. And I'm pretty sure I can't 1v1 Cresselia, unless I get some really good crits or Death Drops here. Again, definitely unfortunate. I don't know, to be fair, if I would have... I don't think I would have taken the +4 Psychic anyway. But if nothing else, I could have at least started getting damage off on Cresselia, which could have been nice. They're going to go for Psychic. I think they're just going to 1v1 us at this point, which is just unfortunate. Yeah, I can't beat this without, like, a crit here. Yeah, even a crit wouldn't have killed, actually. Okay. Good game to my opponent. Unfortunately, our team just ended up losing to Cresselia. They just played a really good game, in all honesty. Sometimes it just happens. Not really much we could have done there. They just led really well. They clicked Taunt turn 1, which is all they had to do, and then they just kept pieces alive until they couldn't anymore. So, that's going to be definitely unfortunate. I am going to try for one more game, because we're kind of still short video-wise. Yeah, we'll go one more game. Alright, moving on to our final game of the day, we're taking on a team consisting of Amoonguss, Talonflame, Quavel, Meowscarada, Mienshao, and Annihilate. Honestly, really just free Trick Room game. Super free Trick Room game. We're going to bring in Empoleon, and we're going to bring Bloodmoon. This set of 4 just goes so well into my opponent's team. The Empoleon especially will just start nuking stuff with Tera Blast, Fire, plus Hydro Pump. I mean, their team really does not like it. This might unironically turn into more of an Empoleon game than a Bloodmoon one, but that's purely just because of the fact that Bloodmoon will still do really well, but, I mean, technically speaking, gets revenged a little bit better by certain priority mons. We'll have to see. Good luck and fun to my opponent there. They're going to lead off with Mienshao and Amoonguss here, perfectly fine. I think I just go for the Fake Out into the Mienshao here, and then I just go for Trick Room with Cresselia. I have a complete immunity to Amoonguss here, so I don't really mind anything that this does, because Cresselia will always be able to just outlast it. And they don't have a good way to break this lead. They actually have no good way to break this lead. The second that Meowscarada comes in, I will burn Tera, because with Trick Room up, I don't actually care about any sort of Mienshao, because I'll just Moonblast it first anyway. And if they let me get the Fake Out off, great. If they don't, that's also fine, because that means they're not taunting me anyway. They're going to go for Fake Out. Oh, Fake Out into Crest. Okay, I mean, that's fine too, in all honesty. We still broke a Focus Sash here. I can still just kill Mienshao. We're going to go for a Trick Room this turn, and then I'm just going to Drain Punch into Mienshao here, because they have a lot less switch-ins into it. So, honestly, yeah, this should be pretty good for us. I don't really see a way that they stop the Bloodmoon from popping. Okay, so they're going to try and Rage Powder. Honestly, good play on my opponent's end for sure, but it doesn't really make a huge difference, because they're still going to deal nothing to my Iron Hands, which I'm very fine with. That's barely a 2 KO, and I think, frankly, with the Drain Punch anyway, we're going to just avoid that. I could Terra Grass for sure, but at the same time, I kind of want Iron Hands to go down anyway, because it gets me better field position. So I think I'd rather just go for just an attack, really. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna do that. I'll just go for the Drain Punch here, again, just right into Mienshao. And then I'm gonna go for Moonblast now, right into Mienshao. We'll just kill that Mon very quickly before it becomes a problem for my late core. Perfect, okay. And so Rage Powder goes off, that's fine. Iron Hands will realistically Drain Punch enough to take this hit anyway, so even if Mienshao doesn't die, we should be able to guarantee take a high jump kick now because of, I mean, even without the crit, in all honesty, we were like 8 HP away from taking that. So the crit didn't really matter for that, and I don't think it'll matter at all anyway. Yeah, okay, so Mienshao just barely takes this. That's still fine, in all honesty. High jump kick goes off. Okay, so not a huge deal in all honesty. I think I might even just Wild Charge into Amoonguss just to let Iron Hands go down. I think if anything, maybe I should have been doing that. Yeah, I probably should have been doing that in all honesty. We'll Wild Charge now. And then I'm just going to Moonblast. Because my goal is just to take out Mienshao. I could also have maybe just dual targeted Amoonguss because, but at the same time though, I don't really, okay. Well, they'll let me do this anyway, in all honesty, so I'm very okay with this. They're going to let me Wild Charge here. I'm curious what the Amoonguss is going to go for then. Also, that's a very fast Amoonguss, so I'm pretty okay with that. They're going to go for Toxic. Ooh, Toxic is actually kind of scary, except for I have Lunar Blessing. But I don't really want to click that right now, so I'll have to wait a turn. Okay. Still honestly very okay. We're just going to Wild Charge right into Amoonguss and then just go for Moonblast here. Actually, no. I am going to dual target into the Amoonguss this turn. Specifically because of the fact that I do want Iron Hands to die. So the goal should be to just, yeah, we're just going to dual target. Actually, Iron Hands will definitely die. Just in case, because again, I think it does benefit me a little bit more doing this. I am going to go for the self-kill just to guarantee that I die. Because again, it benefits me better having other Pokemon on the field than Iron Hands. We kill the Amoonguss. Okay, perfect. So we're going to probably die. Which doesn't really matter because, I mean, realistically, whether we die or not, okay, we didn't die. So this actually helps a lot because we cleared Amoonguss now. It's the Rage Powder Pokemon. And Iron Hands goes down. Which, again, I think this helps a lot more against later Pokemon, because not having to deal with Amoonguss does actually give me a lot more leverage with my plays later on. So we're going to bring in Bloodmoon here. And then Bloodmoon could just start firing off attacks into whatever the fuck I want. Realistically, I mean, the stab Bloodmoon is just going to rip apart my opponent's team in half. And then, perfect, Torkoal comes in. Alright, this is so much better for me. Iron Hands definitely wouldn't have been terrible here, but I just think that Bloodmoon will deal a lot better into this. And just ripping apart their other fighting type will be huge. We're going to go for this, and then I'm going to go for a Moonblast into Mienshao here. We're just going to start KOing everything. Realistically, even if my opponent does go for a Water-type move into Bloodmoon, I'm kind of okay with it. Because we've cleared the Ursa here, and my goal is more so just to get rid of the fighting weakness, because I'm weak to both fighting types. If they predict it with Aqua Step, I'm okay with that. They deserve the kill at that point if they made that play. I just don't think it's the play they made. I'm pretty sure if anything, they're going to go for like a knockoff or like an Aqua Step into Cresselia, and then just high jump kick into Ursa, which I'm very fine with that too. They might go for Detect. I don't really have a preference for whatever they click at that point, but the goal is just to take out the fighting types this turn. If they let me do it, great. If not, that's fine too. We're going to get the Tera Fire off though pretty sufficiently, perfectly fine. I just realized that Torkoal gets Aqua Jet, so they might click that as well. And that would actually be a viable play to click into Bloodmoon in my opinion, because I feel like they should always seek that Bloodmoon will KO Torkoal, and then they can try and, okay, they're going to go for Protect. That doesn't really matter in all honesty. If anything, I think that might work out better. Okay, yeah, because I can just go for, I can now just go for a, so I think I need to go for, I'm trying to think about my play. So I'm pretty sure that my opponent does end Trick Room here, which is fine. Because Cresselia should still take this hit pretty confidently. Twisted Dimensions, okay, that's fine, yeah. We'll go for Protect here. And then I am going to go for a Trick Room this turn. Cresselia will probably have to die to make this work, but I'm still okay with that. Realistically, unless they're clicking like Faint plus Aqua Step, which means that Cresselia is very fine anyway. They're not hitting Ursaluna this turn though. And even if they do make that play, I'm still okay with it. They're going to Tera. Tera is pretty okay for me. There's not really a scary Terramon. Quavel. Okay. And Tera Water. Okay. Tera Water is still pretty fine in all honesty, because they're probably leaning that into Bloodmoon just to kill it, because it's a bulky Pokemon. If they are going this into Cresselia though, good play on my opponents, and they just read me well. Stone Edge, okay. That is a very terrifying play, and I'm very glad that they did not hit that move. Aqua Step, okay, perfect. So they were trying to dual target Ursa. Ursa is a pretty big threat for their team, to be fair, offensively. I mean, it KOs every single Pokemon, so I can get why they wanted to seek it out for sure. We are gonna get the Trick 'em off though, and then I just go for Lunar Blessing actually, plus I go for Lunar Blessing plus Tera Blast. I just KO. No, yeah, I go for this because they're gonna dual protect anyway. In all honesty, and this will heal me up even if I have to. Well, this will heal up my Cresselia at least, which is good. Because Cresselia is kind of a good support piece, and even if I need to end game off of Empoleon, I'm fine with that. They're going to detect, so they did not go for Protect on Quavel. They're going to go for Aqua Jet. Okay, very fine with this still. Because Quavel will not kill. Yeah, that doesn't even do any real damage. Perfect. Tera Blast, that's fine. I'm just going to go for a... I'm kind of curious about what I want to actually do here. Because I feel like I have a few options that can work. Perfect, okay. So we've healed up both my Pokemon. I feel like I just go for Protect here. And then I go for a Moonblast. And I just kill the Mienshao here. And then Quavel will have to deal with Bloodmoon in the following turn. Perfect, okay. So Bloodmoon does pop its Protect. Does Quavel go for Protect or Detect? I think it gets both. And no, it goes for Aqua Jet again. Okay. Still honestly fine with this, because I can realistically just now KO the partner slot on the following turn with Bloodmoon instead and let Quavel deal its damage, because Cresselia plus Empoleon can probably take that out anyway. So I'm not really too concerned here with anything my opponent might go for. They're going to bring in Meowscarada. Okay, yeah, it's probably the most manageable they could have brought in all honesty, because Empoleon can just Flash Cannon that. We're going to go for Tera Blast Fire. I'm not even going to burn my Bloodmoon yet, because I think they might protect around that. Perfect, okay. Quavel protects, does Mienshao protect? We'll have to find that out afterwards, but I'm very fine if it does. They're gonna go for Sucker Punch, okay, perfect. So I'm still very fine with Sucker Punch and Cresselia. That doesn't even kill. I actually thought that might kill after the POW one, especially with the fact that, I mean, it is still Stab, obviously, and Meowscarada plays. Well, actually, it's probably Poké Sash. I mean, I guess it's considerably weaker. Didn't really matter in all honesty, because we still did have the Moonblast going off into that anyway, so I'm very fine with this. And then we just Bloodmoon on the following turn. So Bloodmoon was able to manage to sweep through this team. It was a little bit annoying, but I think that, to be fair, was just me playing a little overly cautious. We're going to pop the Bloodmoon, though, and we're going to get ourselves the nice room service Ursaluna win. So we will definitely take that. They're going to Aqua Jet. I appreciate them at least sticking it out, because we've had a lot of forfeits in the past few days. They claimed their Cresselia kill. Totally fair. I would have done the same. And then Bloodmoon will just massacre, because that's what the Mon does. They do pop Moxie, of course, which is fine. Honestly, even if they're Focus Sash Moxie, which would be a cool set, actually. They are Focus Sash Moxie. Okay. Honestly, cool set. They will claim another kill, which I'm fine with that, because Empoleon plus Ursa will guarantee pick this off. There's not a way that they can stop this, because they have no spread move on this that would be physical. And thankfully, that's like the one downside of Quavel, is that it has no physical spread. If this thing had physical spread, it might actually be kind of demon. I will BM them and go for Tera Blast Fire, and then I'll go for Tera Blast. We'll kill them with Tera Blast. No matter what, they die to Tera Blast here. They're going to go for the Bloodmoon kill. Honestly, totally fair. I would do the same again, just seek my KOs at this point. I did almost consider clicking Protect on Ursa here, or Protect on Empoleon here, but either way that only opened up a bad scenario. It was more so just for the flex of calling it. But again, it only potentially made me lose to Quavel, so I couldn't really gamble this safely. But yeah, so Tera Blast is going to KO here, and we are going to finish off my opponent, which is huge. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did and you want to see some more content like this, of course, like and subscribe for more. I did mention this in the intro, but just in case, because I know not everyone watches the intros for the team builders and all that, but we do have a new channel member tier. There have been people who have been asking for a while, both in the Discord and in the comments, about team building. And while I am not going to do a full team building thing just yet, what I will do is currently for the $5 tier, for $5 a month, you can now send one paste a month, and I will send you a personalized video of suggestions on how to improve the team. Even if I feel like the team is really good, I will offer something, even if it's just maybe giving lead advice or whatever I can do, or maybe even just EV optimizations. However I can help, I will find a way to try and help. I do want to preface, though, that I am not the best person in the world at this. I've gotten people who have asked at lower skill levels or mid skill levels, and even, I guess, friends who have asked for help who I know the format. So while I do want to add that I am willing to help, obviously, for anyone who can, if you're like some top cut player regularly, don't expect the world from this. It's why it's only $5 a month. But I do just want to preface that so no one burns money that they shouldn't be. With that said, though, of course, our current channel members, at least before the perk launch, keep in mind, this has been live as of literally the second of recording this, but at the same time, though, it hasn't been announced until this video. This will be the first time we're announcing it. So it's probably just been a lingering thing that most people have missed. But for anyone, obviously, who is currently a channel member, I do appreciate your support. You still do get, at the $5 tier, the bonus content that all of the $2.99 a month members will. That doesn't change. Nothing for the $2.99 a month members changes. It's just extra for the people that want to pay extra. But our current channel members, of course, are Zeke Zero, Mia, Timo Mueller, Rao, Obo, Johanna Speed, Double, Endless Gadgets, Bambi, Josh, the Ultra Player, and Inclog. Your guys' support is greatly appreciated. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's video where we're going to be using Wellspring Ogrepone. Until then, peace out, guys.